All right, I am back with Harvest Moon for what should be the last day ever? Question mark. I mean, I guess I could end up coming back to this game someday to see other endings, but the last time probably forever. Certainly the last time anytime in the near future. Let me go and start the timer. And here we go. 19th of summer. I don't even need to pick up my dog anymore. I literally did that 100 times, 110 times. I also want to get to 1 million, buddy. I'm so close. Hello, Bankalink. Is this the new dawn of the harvest, son? Dun dun. Guys, I realized something terrible today. And it's gonna affect the second half of this stream. We'll see how long this game takes me. Probably 2 or 3 hours is my guess, so it'll still be a bit. But, so, I've somehow, when I've written all my scripts, I just completely skipped golf. And that's what I should be working on next week, is the video editing for golf. So I should not have been working on To the Earth, this week, and I should not have been working on... What is it? Chess Master before that. It should have been Golf for the Game Boy. So I quickly have written a script, but as I was writing it, I suddenly realized Suji and I never did the multiplayer. We did a thing at the end of a stream where we didn't have time for golf, so we just played Othello, and then we forgot and moved on to the next Game Boy game after that. So Suji might do an emergency appearance after this game to try to quickly get a golf session in. And then I'm gonna finish writing the script. We're gonna review it tomorrow, and then I'll record it on Sunday. Faster than I like to do things, but I just can't. I don't know how. I totally forgot about it in 2 different ways. Another surprise Suji appearance again. I know, right? We just did that last week. This is more urgent than the Chess Master. Kind of ridiculous. He's probably just going to play on the Game Boy instead of the Super Game Boy, because the Super Game Boy is harder to set up. It's the summary I'm going to be video editing next week. Next week should be Quirk. And then this week is Super Spike V-Ball. Oh, that's today, too. Super Spike V-Ball will be going up today. I know that's another sports game, but out of all the sports games I've played, at least up until that, well, I don't know. Top Players 10 has had a pretty memorable story mode, too, but Super Spike V-Ball has a pretty memorable story mode. Yeah, and then Nintendo Awards, and then golf. Golf is still a whiles away, so it's not like crazy bad, but it's just for my schedule, it's bad. Or like, it's not crazy close to coming out, but I should have worked on the script last week. With how I run my schedule here. On the positive side, I have like half the To the Earth script done already, so that'll make next week's script writing easier. Kind of a bad week to get bogged down in extra script writing, though, because Nintendo Awards take so much time. What month did you start in? In this game? Spring year 1. So it's 2.5 years by the end. You don't do a full 3 years. Kind of random, but that's how it is. Probably because most of the crops you get ends at summer, but I know it's still kind of funny. The only problem is that Suji is actually not here right now. Suji has to be somewhere else. So, but Suji also doesn't want to miss the ending, so it's going to be something like right when the ending happens, Suji's going to rush over here while we're talking about the game and stuff. He's not far. He's house sitting for someone nearby. Did I milk them all? I feel like I maybe did already. Nope. Let's see if I can go today without a bloody nose. We've had 3 streams in a row. I feel like they've gotten progressively better, or like regressively worse. How would you say that? They're each time it's been not as bad as the last. So I think I already milked this cow. Yeah. Getting Super Mario Land 1.1 and the very rare initial Japanese 1.0 version. Interesting. What's different about it? If I could eat one of my cows, I would turn back the clock and I would eat apparel. Probably. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know what they say about stupid questions. Okay, maybe stupid's a bit extreme, but you get what I mean. You're playing you're playing why did I just do that? Playing games with fire when you ask a question like that. Da-da. Ah, chickens are everywhere. Different musical instruments. Stereoscopics, a game-breaking scroll glitch is possible. Interesting. A few other minor, less final changes. Does Banklink produce Big Milk? Yep, everyone has been for months now. Your mouse died today after 8 years of use. Wow. I don't think my mice usually last that long. They last for a while. I don't go through them that quickly, but... I definitely went through my portable mouses faster when I was in college. Was it like just a cheap mouse, or was it like some crazy high-tech million buttons, special heating, cooling, and everything in between? Oh, well, there you go. There's the answer. I don't usually care to go too expensive with mice. Keyboards I like going a little more expensive on than my mice, at least. My least favorite thing with keyboards is when like two of the buttons are like, or when buttons are like overlapping. I feel like it's gotten it's maybe just gotten better with time, or maybe because because I get nicer keyboards now. But when you like can't push 2 keys, that's the worst. A cow tier list. I'll be honest, the only cow I feel like that's a little notable is just Fear Navigator, just for being the first cow and the one that's gotten pregnant. So that's probably the best cow. Outside of that, I guess it was kind of funny that Dr. Bob kept getting sick. My brother's cow. So it was kind of funny to make fun of Dr. Bob's cow in that way. You didn't realize how bad your old mouse had gotten. This new one feels much better. This lack of specifying it's a rodent or a computer accessory. He just had a $7 pet mouse this whole time. That's all he's talking about. I don't know if Dr. Bob's cow is the lowest, but maybe closer to being the butt of the jokes. What about the Blood Eater? That's the cow that confuses me the most, because I always forget who it is. I've looked at it multiple times and been like, wait, what's this cow? Yeah, in real life, Dr. Bob doesn't actually get sick very much. I get sick a lot. I'm like the most susceptible to getting sick. It's kind of annoying. Yo, in news that no one cares about, I figured out how to make my CPAP machine stop detaching itself in the middle of the night. I just use rubber bands. And it worked like a charm. I feel like I slept so much better last night. I was starting to get really annoyed with it, and I finally did something about it. Is it the blood eater causing all the nosebleeds? Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's your fault, Eric. Pearl's not mine, so I can't count him. Yeah, I've had a lot of trouble with sleep over the years. Sleep apnea being the biggest culprit. I didn't realize how bad I had it. When I've tried to sleep, one time recently, I tried to sleep without the CPAP machine entirely, and I immediately noticed I was waking myself up, snoring and stuff like that. It's a pretty big problem, more than you might realize if you snore a lot. Will I become a millionaire? I think I will. It's gonna be really close, though. But I think with the bit of time I have left, I'm gonna hit it. It's gonna be right on the edge, though. Only use 2 buttons to scroll wheel, 2 side. Yeah, I actually have one with side buttons, too. I don't use them very often, but... I don't know if I go quite that hard on the keyboard. But I definitely am not someone who likes the, I like having my numpad. On the side. I don't go for the smaller keyboards. I also especially don't like it when they try to scrunch the, arrow keys. Like on a laptop. I went a bit simpler this time than last time, but I actually like this keyboard. I've enjoyed it. And surprising enough, you've never been sold in real life. That's probably a good thing. How many seconds have I played my least favorite game? My least favorite game is probably something I've played in this challenge. Probably. I'm trying to think if I've played something worse. I mean, maybe a Flash game when I was a kid that was garbage that I just don't remember. But of what I remember, I want to say my worst game has been in this challenge. As for how long did I play it, I'd have to decide on a worst game. I don't know. And then you can do the math. I have everything recorded. Trying to think if I've ever played something worse. This is the kind of game that you're, like, supposed to just kind of play casually over a long period of time. You're not really meant to try to rush the ending like I do. So I will give it the what do you call it? I can forgive it a little bit because it's not really meant to be played this way. It's less of I would make the game shorter and more of I would maybe just change how they handle the ending. Like, let you play infinitely, but make there be a goal you can go for. I think it's less about the length and more about I would tweak how they handle the ending. Something maybe more like the Game Boy Color game from the sound of it. Where you can win an award for, or like win a master rank, but you can play forever if you want to. I think that's probably a better way to handle a game like this. Probably. Last Harvest Moon stream? Yep, should be. It should be. Even if I don't get the best ending, which would be very disappointing. I'm still gonna end today. Or, like, I'm not gonna, it's not like I'm gonna replay the whole game. I might do a thing where I, like, stop saving at a certain point and try to make sure I get the best ending. If I can. I know, I work so hard for the best ending, it would be very disappointing not to get it, but... I shouldn't be getting disasters because of my charm, right? I guess I don't know how potent it is. Do-do-do-do. Da-na-na-na-na. If I don't have enough happiness, what can I even do to fix it, though? In summertime? I don't know if there's much I can do. How close am I? 20th of summer, so 11 more days. So it's still going to be a couple hours. Why did I choose the wife that I got in this game? A few different reasons. Part of it was it just kind of happened that way. When I was trying to figure out the mechanics and stuff, I just noticed that she was the one that worked a lot. I had some concerns that I wouldn't be able to raise her relationship enough, and she was someone you can give gifts to at night, so I was like, oh, that'll be convenient. But I liked her enough, too. Their characters are pretty simple in this game, though. I don't think they have a ton of depth. So I didn't overthink it too hard. Do-do-do-do-do. So a mix of, I liked the character enough, it was kind of just happening that way, and mechanically it made the most sense. Not really one single thing. Do-do-do-do, da-da-da-da-da. Is it possible to get 100 cows? If you kept selling and buying more, maybe. You definitely can't have 100 cows at once. This 12 here is the maximum you can have at once. Do-do-do-do-do. You won't work the same shifts, you won't be able to see. It's alright. Thanks for checking in. It'll be something different when the next time you show up. I actually think today, I don't know how much more I'll do today besides this and golf. We'll see what the time is like. But if I'm anywhere within the last hour when we finish, I might just end the stream early. I got plenty still to do this week, so... I don't know if I necessarily feel like stretching it out for the last game. Can you not be standing there, Mr. Cow? Or Miss Cow, or whoever this is? Dr. Bob! Okay, there we go. If you want the best ending, why not sell another cow? Because selling a cow would actually make me less likely to get the better ending, because selling a cow makes your farmer less happy, and there is a hidden happiness stat that is part of what determines whether or not you get the best ending. In fact, it is one of the scariest requirements for the best ending, because there is no way to view this stat outside of, I think, a code that lets you see what ending you would get if the game ended right then. And it might tell you then at that point how much happiness you have. I'm not sure. Ba-da-da-da-da. You also get various sub-endings for having enough cows, although I could probably get away with selling one if I was really desperate, but... Do I think that you should be able to see those stats? Yeah, it'd be nice to have some way. Maybe, like, something similar to a diary, where you don't need to know the exact number, but you can get a ballpark guess every 100, or something like that. Some way to indicate what your current happiness level is at. That would be nice. You'll need to visit your aunt in like an hour. Do-do-do-do. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. I also can't see how many times I picked up my dog. That's another hidden stat, but that's an easy one to both get and to correct if I somehow did not pick up my dog 100 times. What are the chances I don't get this ending? Oh man, that's a hard thing to come up with a chance for. I would say it is likely, very, very likely, that I get the best ending. I would be surprised if I didn't. I have done a lot to make sure I will get it. At this point, a bigger concern is almost like there's just something I missed when I looked up the guides or something people didn't mention. I feel pretty good about my happiness level because of talking to my stepmom a million times. But even outside of that, I was pretty good about getting happiness anyway. The only real concern I have about happiness is the fact that the anniversary gift giving didn't seem to work, and that's supposed to be a really big way to get happiness. But talking to my stepmom 1,000 times on New Year's Eve should have brought me up to maximum. And if not, I went to see the animals quite often in the mountain and stuff. I did a lot of backups. Will I know if I get it, the best ending? Yeah, I'll know when it happens, I think. I should. You're finally ready to challenge the first dungeon of Ultima 4. Didn't you say you were almost done with that game? Or like you can see the end in sight? Is that how late it takes you to get to the first dungeon? No, get out of there. There's some things that we can verify that I've gotten. You know, I have all 10 power berries. We can see the flowers up top. I'm obviously married and have 2 kids. We know that I have 10,000 money. Absolutely. I could in theory miss one of the crop endings. I kind of doubt it at this point. I feel like I have well overshot the crop endings. Even if there was a bug where I was missing like half of the crops, I would still easily have enough for the crop endings. Those aren't necessary for the best endings though. It's really the happiness stat is the only kind of question mark, but I should have it. You just want to finish the quest you're on, and now you're ready? Oh boy. What is that quest? There is a worst ending. If, like, I could sleep through the entire game. Just go to bed for, what is that? 30, 60, 120, 240, plus another. Oh, it's exactly 300 days. Interesting. Sleep for 300 days straight, and I think you get the worst ending. It actually wouldn't be too hard to see, but at the same time, it would probably still take a couple hours of just going to bed over and over again. And with how long I've played this game, yeah, that's not really worth. Do 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 do. Should I say what the worst ending is? Sure, I mean, maybe I'll do it someday, but I'm not too worried about it. What do I have? Sprinkler. There's gonna be eventually a point where I straight up don't need to water my crops anymore, or at least the ones I'm plucking. It would be kind of nice to go to bed at a good time on the later days. So my wife doesn't, just to reduce, there's no way my wife would get too unhappy though. It's like, I don't even think that's a part of the ending. She's already so maxed out. 10 more, no, 11 more days, because we're on the 0 day. I don't know, like, what the... Ooh, that was not a great haul. Those are the days that scare me. But I think I have enough still. Is it possible to get a 10 million? I would venture to guess it's very possible to get a lot higher than what I did, but you'd think there'd be a limit at some point. Also, who knows if there's an abusable bug or something. 10 million seems really hard, but... there is kind of a limit to how much you can do, because you can only pluck so many plants during the day, or crops during the day. Like, I'm not even being optimal right now. I'm close to it, I would say, but definitely not. And the fact that I've... Actually, you know, one thing that would matter a lot is the fact that I've chosen to spread out my crop types for the sake of the endings. If you only got potatoes and corn, you could probably have notably higher than what I have. And then there's, of course, tons of minor things, too. Like, you could never upgrade your house. You can never get married. Those don't add any money to you. So you could just completely ignore those aspects, and you'd have more money in the end. Dive into that sea? You ever been to the ocean before? I dive in that water because it refills my stamina. Whenever my character passes out, that means he can't do any more work on the farm, and I have to revive my stamina by dipping into the hot springs. Of course, money would also have been saved if I didn't make my cow sick. It's not exactly cheap, and you miss out on milk days. I also messed up my milk a little bit, too. I wasn't maximizing cow happiness to get milk as fast as I could have. What, to jump in the water? No. In fact, I would say the stamina system is maybe one of my bigger complaints about the game. I just don't know if it's balanced super well, and the fact that you can just run to the hot springs to refill it up makes it less about trying to optimize your stamina and more about taking longer. Yeah, I live kind of near an ocean, too. I don't go that often, either. Trying to speak words. Dada. Boo-boo. Yes, great words. Ba-ba-ba. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, final gamble you want to do today? We could maybe have done one on the score that people think I'm gonna give the game, but Suji's not gonna be here to guide that. So I don't know if we'll do that one. Do we want to do one final bird one? Oh. Does the farmer have a canonical name? I don't know. Alright, we'll see how many people join you, Apparel, but we'll do one final bird gamble for tomorrow. Go ahead and pop the poll here, Suji, if you're here. The last one of the whole game. Farman. I haven't heard any canonical names, but that doesn't mean there isn't one. Alright, prediction is up. Do you think I will see birds tomorrow morning before the When I leave the house, it is probably less likely to happen, but it does happen. So those that are bold enough to say yes could potentially earn more. As a result, we're picking the less likely option. Do-do-do-do-do. So far, someone has only voted on yes. So if someone wants what is likely free points, all you have to do is bet 10 on no, and you'll be able to swipe them. So long as no one else joins you. So a quick no would likely earn you big bucks. For little cost. Yo, if no one votes no, what do I do when it's a no? Everyone just loses their points to the void? Is that what happens? Oh, someone did. Wait, you can vote 1 channel point? It's that simple? I thought it had to be at least 10. The person who's voted no is about to make a lot more than they invested at this rate. If someone puts a little more on no, then they can swipe all the... Oh, someone put 10 on no. They want some of that points, some of that 360 on yes. Oh, someone else voted it too. Last second, a few more people voted no to try to steal the points. Does it tell me how many people did each? Things all screwed up here. 3 people voted no. 2 people voted yes. Do 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 do. Funny that the bigger points are in yes. If Nancy Dubois only put on a 1 on yes, then it looks like most of the points would go to Bank-A-Lank. What's the bet? Will I see birds tomorrow morning? Every morning, there's a chance birds will show up at your door and increase your happiness. It is less likely to happen. But the first bet we did on the birds did show up, and Apparel lost a bunch of points and was mad, so it was, like, worth it. If my beard will get taken away by Magic Jewelry Nerd. What do you mean, like shave it off and run away with my beard? What day of the summer am I on? The 21st out of 30. I forgot to do crops yesterday. Or grass. I don't need to do grass anymore. Do you guys know that, like, roughly 75% of, all percentages are made up? Do, 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 do. Nine more days after this one. Well, we don't know for sure. This game could definitely pull a last day is when your parents show up and you can't do anything on the last day. So I don't really know if the last day of work is going to be the 29th or the 30th. I feel like 29th might actually be the last day. It's one of the reasons why I'm not sure about will I get the million or not. It kind of depends on what that last day actually is. Bet if there's a secret second quest. The problem with doing bets about content in game is that all you have to do is Google it to find the answer. Do do do. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Hello, Dino Nino. Welcome. Can I ask the birds not to come? Oh, birds of the sky. Please arrive by tomorrow morning. It would make my day. Give me the happiness boost. Both in-game, due to how you are programmed, and in real life for making me happy to see Apparel lose all his points. Beard manophobia. The only people I feel like who have beard manophobia, okay, this is probably not true, but I'm saying are babies. Babies tend to be more, I feel, well, it kind of depends. If they have a dad that has a beard, they're probably less scared by him. There is a second quest. Oh no, I totally believe you, Turtle. I know it's not true, Turtle, because if there was, you wouldn't have told me by now. You would have tried to keep it a secret. That's how I know you're not telling the truth. If you leave the stream and come back, well, you know, I have no idea how that works. I feel like you should get it regardless. I don't think it matters if you're actually here for it for the moment. That seems like a really easy way to cheat the system. Like, you know, a gamble is happening, and then you realize you're losing, so you leave. Yeah, no, I highly doubt it. I think you can leave the stream. We are indeed gambling on the birds again. This will be the last time. When have you ever not told me such important information? I don't know, Game Boy Wars? You did tell me about the Yakuman Heaven punishment, though. Alright, see you in a bit. You play it by using your imagination. My favorite game. Ooh. Ah, I'm trying to be careful about scratching my nose. You made your own chips? What kind of chips? Potato chips? Corn chips? Potato chips? Did they turn out good? I don't know if I've ever actually had homemade potato chips before. Plop. By naming the cow Bank, I unlocked the second quest. Harvest Moon hard mode is real life farming. 20 more Harvest Moon campaigns. Well, I could do a different wife every time. You'd call that a different campaign. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Your hands are greasy now. Dude, greasy hands are the worst. I refuse to eat and game at the same time. And sometimes after, depending on the meal, I'll wash my hands like 3 times before I finally touch a controller. You know what's funny, Klein, is there is an ending for building up relationship with all the girls, but marrying none of them. There's a unique ending for that. All right, another day done. Double check the cows. What's it like? I'm not sure. All right, another day down. Oh, will we see the birds? Apparel didn't come back in time. I was afraid that would happen. Dun 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 dun. There is no birds. Sorry, Bankalank. I wanted you to get those points. Does the unique ending warrant a second playthrough? No. And that is not the only unique ending either. There's a bunch more. There's the trash ending. There's the single and just happy ending, which may be able to overlap with the bachelor ending. I'm not sure. There is a unique ending for each of the 6 girls. There is 6, right? Yeah, I think so. You always lose bets. I know, you might be getting more cursed than apparel. Do 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 do. Looks like Dr. Bop was one of the ones that voted on no. It is really funny how we went from Mole Mania to this game. Both games have a farmer and a mole. Coincidentally. Do 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 do. For the 3rd time. Do, do, do. There was birds, yep. No, there was not birds. Sorry, there was no birds. Wait, has that been announced? Is the second collection coming to the Switch too? Did they say that already? Is there really? I don't remember seeing that when I looked it up. Oh. believed you for a second. But I didn't see it when I looked it up. I did see one person say, these are the only endings we've discovered so far, but I kind of doubt there's more at this point. Wonder if it'd be easy to get all the different wife endings in a single run. Because in theory, you don't need to have kids with any of them to get the ending, right? So, like, I could get close to all of them and then not save for the last, like, week. I guess rain could mess me up. That would be infuriating. So maybe a couple weeks. Then you just get married, reset the game, get married, reset the game. I could do the, actually, if I really wanted to, I could do the code to see the endings, right? It wouldn't be quite the same, but if I've already beaten the game, I wouldn't care quite as bad. No! Ugh, so annoying. My least favorite thing. I'm just gonna leave it. Oh. No! You were out for a second! Is that the cow I needed milk? I don't even think so. Oh my gosh, it's the worst. So annoying. I guess I could bring the bell. The bell would help me control him a little more. I don't know which cow was the one I milked and which one wasn't. It's one of the ones up here I haven't milked yet, I swear. And if I have, then the game bugged and did two at once or something. Yep, there it is. Amount of testing they had to do. Well, like with how many days there are and stuff like that, and different configurations of animals you could have. Who knows how much they actually did, but it sounds like this game had a pretty troubled development, especially near the end, which is, I imagine, when a lot of the testing was happening. Will I play any sandbox simulators? Does Tears of the Kingdom count? Da-da-da-da-da. Something like Pokopia. Is SimCity considered a sandbox? I don't really know. When does sandbox begin and when does it end? What about that, like, game builder thing that Nintendo made? Game Builder Garage or whatever? Although that might not be sandbox either. That's more just straight up a game maker engine. Well, Pokopia probably counts, right? It's kind of got that somewhat Minecraft inspiration history. Yeah, maybe New Horizons. You can do a lot of, like, that one has a lot of customization in the world, more than most. I don't know, what actually counts as sandbox, though? I'm not even sure I know. Like, how do people usually define it? What's the quality that makes something a sandbox and not just a sim? If it doesn't have a literal sandbox, it's not a sandbox game. Need to head out now? All right. Catch you later. Ba-na-na-na-da-da. Yeah, I'm pretty far away from wanting to play distributed games, though. Especially now that I've added the exclusively distributed buy as a differentiator. I don't feel a whole lot of draw to those games. That was the bit. Those games were the biggest advocate for the distributed list, and now those are. We found a way to separate them from the normal distributed. Would Nintendo make their own Minecraft besides Pokopia? Probably not. Probably not. Even Pokopia is barely Nintendo, considering they're not the ones who came up with the idea. Or developed it. If they were going to try to make their own spin on that type of game, I would think they would have done it by now. But who knows? Maybe they got some surprise waiting. Yeah, never know with Nintendo. Dragon Quest Builders clearly has inspiration from Minecraft, but it's more than just that. There's a lot of, like... It's an RPG game. There's more story. There's, like, a little more progression, I think, than Minecraft has. By the way, you totally missed apparel. The bet is over. Ba-na-na-na. Ba-na-na-na-da. I have the feature to send notifications to people's phones. I'm pretty sure that's just a setting you have to turn on yourself. Like for any stream, you can say, get notified by this stream. I don't think that's something I control. Can I send notifications when I get the ending? Can anyone on Twitch do that? I don't think that's a Twitch feature. I don't think people would want to be bugged by streamers. All right, another day done. Oh, we're getting there. We're on the 23rd now, 8 days left. Oh, I should get the money. Look at that haul. 8 days, well, maybe only 7. I don't even get those notifications. I don't I don't watch people that closely personally. I just, like, when it's time for me to watch a stream, I just pull up my Twitch and see who's streaming kind of thing. That's the kind of Twitch viewer I am. Longest video I ever watched was Epic Sax Guy for 10 hours. Actually, is that the longest video I've ever watched? How long was that Bionicle lore video, Suji? Oh, that might be my longest then. I've watched that whole video. This dude going over the whole lore of Bionicle. Of course, I did not watch it in one sitting. I don't know. Bionicle lore is pretty insane. Way more than you think it would. Like, it was way more expansive than anyone who wasn't in the know knows. With a pretty insane, like, build-up to one final story element that they've been building up from the start. And it was, like, kind of insane. Yeah, Dr. Bob knows, I guess, but you were someone who was in the know. Scariest moment of my life. I'm trying to think. I flew off the road once. It was kind of scary. Dr. Bob was driving. And one of his tires just... It was a retread and he didn't realize it when he bought it from the car dealer. And the strip came off and we flew off the freeway. But Dr. Bob handled it surprisingly well. I don't know if that was my scariest moment either. So, like, One Piece, the thing about Bionicle is that it was not... Like, the thing about One Piece is that you know that there's the One Piece and no one knows what it is. And Bionicle, they didn't really tell you that there was one big plot point everything was building towards. And so much makes sense in retrospect once you know. I've done a couple other scary things, like... I don't know. Times where I've been out in the boonies and sides of steep cliffs and stuff like that. Yes, Dr. Bop and Suji are both my brothers. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. There's been times where I've been, like, really, nervous for things, too. That's a little different, I don't know. We were very fortunate that there was space between the freeways, grass between it. 'Cause if there wasn't, we would have been in much worse shape. And we're kind of lucky there was no cars to the left of us, because we were on the far right of like 4 lanes. And with the way the tire, since it was a right tire that came out, we immediately were steering left. Been in a few accidents. Like, I've had people rear-end me. Well, no, I had one person rear-end me. Another person turn into me because she either didn't see me or thought we were in a double left turn lane or something. I've hit a tree, but I was in a parking lot going 2 miles an hour. I just did not see it. That was humiliating. How long do I think what? How long do I think about what? Huh? How long do I think in general? Bruh. I always think. I never stop. Actually, that's not true. I guess when I sleep, I'm not thinking very hard. Okay. And the round of crops done. Bringing me closer. Ba-ba-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'll be honest, Magic Juilliard, I have never heard of Galador before, ever in my life. Is that a toy line? Oh, it was an actual Lego franchise. Yeah, I've never even heard of it. Galador, what do they look like? What the heck? Oh! I have seen that character. Goofy looking dude. Were these like the prototype for, or like the Bionicle prototypes practically? I have heard of this. Characters with like, you could build them and stuff like that. Bruh, that dude looks so goofy. You remember Galador, Dr. Bob? That's funny. I have no recollection in my memory of those. Did they push for it pretty hard? I guess if you saw commercials. How often does LEGO even come up with new storylines anymore? I feel like it's usually existing IPs. I guess they came up with those flower ones. Not really a storyline, but like a family of Legos for targeting older audiences. Feels like most of what I see these days, though, is just existing IPs. I mean, not that they haven't always done that to some degree. Dude, I recently found out that, like, LEGO Lord of the Rings was only a small window of LEGO history, so those are, like, really rare and considered really valuable. I did not know that. Dreams? I don't know if I've heard of that one. LEGO Dreams. 3 Z's? Yeah, I've never heard of this one. It's definitely what I'm asking about, though. It's 3 Z's, like you're sleeping. Farrell, I'm sorry, but these questions I'm intentionally ignoring them because as much as I don't mind you asking kind of out there questions, these are a little bit too, nonsense for me to humor them with a response. Have I played the game Flicky, the Sega game? I have, because it was on one of the collections, right? Whatever one was on the Gems collection or Mega collection, I don't remember which. Probably Gems collection if I had to guess. Yeah, I've played that one. It is Mega Collection. Oh. Well, I have played it. It's more arcadey style, right? But I like it. It's fun. I don't love it. It's not quite my kind of game, but... What are my thoughts on Kaizo hacks? I think they're pretty cool. I've never tried them myself, but I like watching them. Like, I've actually... Some of the people I follow are people who play Kaizo hacks. I've thought about getting into one myself, because I feel like I'm someone who could enjoy difficult platformers, but I don't, of all the kind of platformers I feel like I'm good at, Mario is not entirely one of them, because of just how momentum-based it is. I don't know how good I would be at it, the precision required for him, but maybe if I gave it enough time, I could get better. Do-do-do-do-do. But I have multiple times been like, maybe I should try him out. Maybe that's a new way to find, or a way to find my new limits. Yeah, I find Flicky fun. I enjoyed it. There's some Kaizo ROM hacks that are like on the easier side too. That's probably what I would try to start with. Do, 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 do. It's been a long time since I have played it, though. Isn't your arcade top 200? How many arcade games have you played, Turtle? 200? What do I think of Peppa Pig? I have never once watched any of the TV show. Dude, I grew the kid stuff when I was a kid, the kids TV shows were like Teletubbies. That's the kind of stuff. That's more when I was younger. What other stuff did I watch when I was little? Probably Sesame Street. Or Barney, yeah. I think I saw some Barney. That's like back when I was too little to remember what I was watching, but... Oops. Clifford the Big Red Dog, that's an animated one I watched when I was pretty little. That I remember watching quite a bit. I think I've seen some Thomas the Tank Engine. I don't know if I ever watched it on like TV though, weirdly enough. You might have had like a cassette of it or something. I don't remember. Dude, those chickens are guarding the way out. I liked trains when I was little. It's not really, it was never something that stuck, but I always thought they were really cool. When I was a kid, I liked cars too, actually, in a cool way, not like a, I don't know, that, and that's not something that definitely has not stuck. Like, I liked car toys and stuff like that a lot. But ask me what kind of car I'm looking at nowadays, and I'll have no idea. I'll just buy something that controls good enough, and I'm happy. That turns good. It's my favorite TV show. I don't watch a ton of TV. So I don't feel like I've watched anything recently. You have to say what would actually be a good answer. Growing up, I really liked Shaolin Showdown. No idea if I still would say that. I haven't seen it in so long. I also liked the 2000s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles quite a bit. I liked Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds in particular. These are all stuff when I was a kid, though. You despise cars and trains? I wouldn't say, like I said, I'm definitely not a car person now, but as a kid, I liked them. There's like an old picture of me lining up all my cars. Car toys. DuckTales. Disney Afternoon. We didn't have cable, so like I said, most of my kids' stuff was, you know, early on was PBS Kids. I liked, actually, when I was really little, I watched plenty of those animated shows, too, like Arthur and Cyber Chase and stuff like that. So, PBS Kids, Kids WB, 4Kids, those were most of my younger childhood TV shows. Oops. I watched some Scooby-Doo too. Scooby-Doo's been around for so long that kind of spans a lot of generations. I don't know if they really have any going on anymore, though. I just remember growing up, there was there was Scooby-Doo that was before my time, there was Scooby-Doo that was of my time, and there was Scooby-Doo that was past my time. I want to say when I was younger, it was What's New Scooby-Doo, but I don't remember. DuckTales, that's the one that's like huge in Europe, right? We've talked about it before. I don't think I've ever watched any DuckTales. I always knew like it existed, but... Getting close! One anime series I really like is, Monster. I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite, but it's up there. Well, it's probably too slow for most people, though. Right, it's the comics themselves that were the biggest. Not necessarily the TV show. Got it. Oh, I'm too tired. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. TV shows are just so long, man. I mean, I guess I played video games that are longer, but... Even more so than movies, TV shows require just a lot of commitment. Well, not all do, I guess. Some are like, you just pop them in and watch an episode. You could pop in at any time. Norway basically named them Eeny, Meeny, and Miny. Yeah, I've always known him as Huey, Dewey, and Louie. All right, another day done. Tick, trick, and track. That's so funny that they're all like, it's similar ideas, but it's just slightly different depending on where you're from. All right, 6 days left. Maybe only 5. I used to watch One Piece. When did I stop? Soon after Alabasta, I want to say. I just started reading the manga instead, but even that I haven't read in a while because I got so confused. I think I might just wait till it's over and binge the rest. That was a really hard manga to follow as it was coming out. Oh, we passed Skypiea? That's right. I forgot that was after Alabasta. I don't know. I've gotten to the point where I kind of prefer to read manga over watching anime. Anime just takes so long. Especially long ones like that, they get kind of caught up and, like, have to slow down to match the pace of the manga, and it just drags on too much. I'll be honest, I'm not as into shonen as I used to be in general, though. Like, I tried getting into, what is it called? Back a few years back now, but My Hero Academy or Academia. No, wait, which one is it? I don't remember which. And it was alright, but I feel like I was just starting to run out of interest a bit in the genre. Or style. I don't know if you call it a genre. Or action shonen, maybe I should more directly say. Yeah, you say I'm not the target demographic, but I feel like there's still a lot of adults that get into it. Or where it's, like, stuck with them. But, not so much for me. Mostly got on to reading proper books. I don't read as much as I would maybe like. Those are also very time consuming too. I don't know if I would say quite the same, but it was more something you meant to say that was amusing. Oh, that cow just wandered out on his own. I, like, never see that. I actually have not seen Godfather. I have a lot of gaps, though, in my movie viewing of all the greats. I have seen, what's it called, though? The famous historical best movie. What's it called again? I already forgot. Rosebud. Citizen Kane, yes. I have seen Citizen Kane. Ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. At this point, my media consumption is largely targeted on video games. If that wasn't obvious. Don't feel like I have a whole lot of time for much else. I mean, I guess I could only focus on video games in the challenge and never play anything in my personal time, but there's other things I want to play. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Okay, more farming. I need to deal with the weeds. I see them up there growing. This is a big corn day. Yeah, that's the joy of, everyone having different tastes in things. Phew. Oh, I tried to mute, but I didn't get to it in time. At least it wasn't too loud of a sneeze. You like caviar on tube? I don't know if I've ever actually had caviar. Whoops. That was bad. I have had fish flavored something from a tube. I don't remember if it was caviar. I don't think it was. There goes the million, that one corn I dropped. Do this now before I forget. On the horse. What just happened? Oh. Big money. Felt like even more than usual, even though I dropped that corn. Should be 3 more days and then I'll have 1 million. What do you guys think? Should I stop saving now? Just in case? Is that a bad idea? The problem is, if I have messed up, I don't really know how I would fix it. I mean, I guess if I didn't love the dog. But at the same time, like, who cares if I don't save? Once we reach the ending, we reach the ending. Why am I feeding the horse? Because it goes faster. Or, like, you don't have to go through the animation if you chuck in the bush. And hey, horses gotta eat, right? Hey, stop eating my crops. $2:30 already. I hope I have time to play that game with Suji. You know what I could do? Nah. I forgot about my cows. Once I reach 1 million, I could stop caring about my crops. Maybe I'll stop watering them. Which I guess is the same thing as stop caring about my crops. I kind of want to get to, like, near the end of the game, I do kind of want to get to bed at a good time so that my wife is as happy as possible. Dropped carrot. Carrot, question mark? Believe in the heart of the carrots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I won't have to water as much once I reach the last 3 days, because they're not going to grow back again. What day is that? 90 or the 28th probably is when that would happen. Though then I'd have to pay attention to which days need to still be watered and which don't. Do I want to travel to anywhere in the future? I'd like to go to Japan to see some of Nintendo stuff. Kirby Cafe, Nintendo Museum, Nintendo Store, stuff like that. I guess I sort of have a bucket list of visiting the guy in the UK who has a computer TV game. That's a little different, though. Plants, like, open up a little bit when you water them, it looks like. All right, another day done. 5 left. That's an overall? It's more like a onesie. Getting close. Yeah, they're not like a real channel. I think they've just posted gameplay that for one reason or another. That's why I asked. That's not as big of a deal. It would just make my comments look a little bit more clearly me. I don't know how much that confuses people. Let's see Schmoopshy Bob suddenly comment on YouTube. Wait, did they flip sides? Look how those are like to the left. Now it's gonna be to the right. I'm not much of a traveler. Like, I like seeing other places, but, oh, it's just so much work. Do. I'm just waiting for the invention of teleporters. One Russian element? Depends. Are you capable of spelling it correctly? Because knowing some of your messages... Sadly, teleporter tickets cost 30K. You know, you're probably right. What do you think is more likely? The idea of teleporting based on splitting you up into a bunch of tiny particles and just sending them quickly over the sky, or some sort of weird, like, more wormhole-esque, you create a rip in space. Or something bizarre like that. You bend space around you somehow. I'm not gonna respond to that comment. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Wormhole, probably. Suji legit one time was like, dude, should we just do it? All right. Have fun with your friends. We'll see if you come back in time or not. Or at all. Or if it'll just be a new game by the time you're here next time. Deconstruction reconstruction sounds like really close to just straight up being able to like materialize life, which just seems wild. Next game is golf because I forgot to do multiplayer with Suji and the video is coming up very soon. How many days are left? 5. Yeah, we're playing Game Boy Golf because we were supposed to play that earlier, but we ran out of time on the stream and then just skipped it at the start of the next stream by mistake. Want want. Yes, after Harvest Moon, I will be playing golf with Suji. And that's probably the last thing I'm going to do today. What are the actual big things to do in DC? I've never, like, that's just, like, opposite end of the country for me, so I've never really bothered to see what you can do there. A lot of museums. Yeah, it's the Statue of Abe. There's probably just things to see. Historical things and stuff like that. I'm getting a better idea. Oops. Do you know what's what? Wait. Dr. Bob, have I ever been on the Space Needle? I can't even remember. That's tragic. I've just lived up here my whole life. Like, I was kind of blown away to learn that Space Needle is one of the big attractions up this way. Sometimes it's just my horse trolling. That time it was a misinput, though. I remember being on top of something tall, but I don't remember if it was the Space Needle or not. It was a long time ago, too. No, the best thing we got up this way is the Tillamook Cheese Factory. You get a sample-free cheese. And they got all kinds of ice cream. Now that's the place you gotta visit. I'm gonna make it to 1 million. It's funny how close it's gonna be, though. My favorite things to see, honestly, are probably, well, let me think. I like going to, this is probably just some of my dad rubbing off on me, but I like going to really cool national parks, like, or, you know, places like Crater Lake, or, what's the one in California? Yosemite? Yeah, Yosemite. Redwoods, stuff like that. Dude, I just learned about not too long ago about the petrified forest. I kind of want to go to those, or one of those. Seems crazy. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Grand Canyon's another one I've been to. Yeah, my parents went to the petrified forest and took a bunch of pictures. Temple straight out of the Jungle Book. Nah, the best national park you go to is that one that shouldn't be a national park. That one that's just like an arch. Wait, no, is that a national park? I think it is, right? One that's like not categorized well. Is today the day I finally beat this game? I think so. Hello, Confused Mista, by the way. We now have 4 days left. And one of those days might not be a real day. I don't know. I'll be honest, the most likely European place I feel like I would visit, outside of maybe that trip to the UK, it would be probably Sweden. With my mom. She's been there before. Da-da-na, da-na-na. Sweden is the most likely place you would visit too. You'll have to give me a ride on one of your trains for your navigator. I don't even know if you're allowed to do that. Do 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 do. Mm-hmm. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Are you Batman? Do do do. No, darn. I thought I had you. When's the day where I'm gonna hit a mill? 2 more days. Not tomorrow, but the day after. Yeah, that sounds like something Batman would say. Green that has wheels? Why do I feel like I've heard this before? Maybe I haven't. Dude, what kind of emoticon is that, Suzy? A winking robot? Getting closer. Each of these days feel like they're going by so slowly now. That's the command to open a file in Vim. Uh-huh. I don't know how much I saw apostrophe W apostrophe. Wait, I think I already did all the cows. Milked them all. Yeah. How many barrels are required to fill a pint? How the heck are you gonna put a barrel in a pint? Or is that the joke? Is there actual? I don't think so, right? There's no official measurement for a barrel. Is there a minimum size for a barrel? What about a barrel full of monkeys? That's not a very big barrel. Da-da-da-da-da. Wonder how many... The thing I've wasted the most this game has to be grass, right? Do-do-do-do. I just keep thinking, I'm so close, I'm so close. But then, I'm still just on the same day last time I thought that. I'm getting close to the point where I don't have to water anymore. That'll be 28th, though. And that's... It could be today. because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do any crops on the 28th. I'd like to be able to go to bed here soon at the same time as I just didn't give her an egg. Dun-dun. And I was home late last night. I'm sorry. They definitely give you way more farmland than you need in this game. Like, I don't even think if you were maximally efficient, you would use it all. Maybe in the spring you would, because the thing about spring is that, in theory, the best thing to do is to plant, like, 15 crops every day. And potatoes last for how long? 7 days? So you would want, like, 15 times 7, which would be a lot. So maximum efficiency would be potatoes, like, every day. I definitely could have gone a lot more efficient in springtime. Summertime, this is as fast as you can get. But springtime, I could have gone a lot faster because I was not harvesting every day. Just sleep the rest of the days. I don't need a million and let my cows get all... Oops! Let my cows get all sick. Well, they won't die. What my farm score will be. I don't think... You need, like, a lot more grass or something to have a really good farm score. So that's probably not going to be maximum. Ah! I did it again. My goal should be 12 sick cows at once. You just remind me, Klein, of a time where my sister was practicing CPR with my other sister because she was training to be a lifeguard. And you're always supposed to ask, hey, are you okay? That's like what they teach you. So my sister thought it would be funny after being asked, are you okay? Just to say, go away, I'm sleeping. And for some reason, that has stuck with me ever since. One of those random things you just retain from your childhood. Like, why am I wasting brain space on that, you know? The things we hold on to. We can't help it. This will be my last day of a full water. Wait, what's my money like now? It's still not today. Dude, today's been like the longest day ever. I'm just every day now. I'm like so close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One time, as a scout, cut open your knee on a rock. I one time was barefoot on a backpacking trip. Or rather, we'd stopped at a campground and I went around barefoot and cut my foot barely on something, and dude, one of the adults got upset that I was running around barefoot. Which, you know, I probably shouldn't have been, but it was not that bad in the end. Like, the next day I was able to, I didn't finish watering, you're right! And I saved when I'm trying not to save. I got distracted. No, I'll still make it. 3 days left. I think I watered the ones that matter, right? Not quite. Oh, shoot. That might still be enough, though. That might be enough to pull me over. I think it will, because it's corn. I can't believe I just did that. I went to the hot springs and everything. And I saved. So stupid. I think this means I'm going to be overloaded with stuff to pull out in the coming days. Actually, I only miss... No, yeah, it means last day I'm not going to be able to get anything. So I don't need to water any of the bottom crops either. No. Wait. It means on the last day there's going to be 4 plots, and I can never do 4 plots fast enough. And that's assuming I reach the last day, which I don't even know if that's true. Or, like, I can farm on the last day. Because there's going to be nothing tomorrow. There's going to be literally no crops tomorrow. Wait a minute. That's really scary. Like, I might actually miss my million because of this. No, are you serious? If I miss my million because of this... No, there is going to be one thing to do tomorrow. There's going to be one more batch of corn. Right. I'm good. I'm definitely good. Gulp. Dude, I can't believe I made that mistake. That is absolutely not optimizing. Unless you mean optimizing my time. But then I wouldn't have gone to the spa in the first place. Three days left, and one of them might not be a full day. We're getting really close. I can't believe I did that. I do not like where all these cows went. I cannot mess anything up. Every single piece. If I'm short an egg, do I, like, rewind time and not give my wife an egg? Hello, Leapster. You're getting close to, or like you're about to see the ending of this game. I'm very close. 3 days left, including this one. And one of those days might not even be a real day. I don't really know yet. Yep, it is going to be the third longest. Sure. I suppose it is. I've rethought that, Klein, and really it's 15 hours that shouldn't have counted. It took me 15 hours to get back to where I was, so it was 15 hours that were wasted. Even though I reset at 19 hours. So it would still be top 5, I think. Right? It would be 5th place. Even if that hadn't happened. Yo, I should have corrected the people in my Discord saying that I spent almost 200 hours on Game Boy Wars. I would not call 127 almost 200. It's just an egg, it's just an egg, it's just an egg, it's just an egg, it's just an egg. Eggs are worth barely anything. You guys get out of the way. Do you know how tempting it is to not feed my animals on the last day? I've thought about it, Turtle. I haven't totally come up with something I like, so I wouldn't say it's off the table, but it's not currently at the forefront. Alright, don't miss this corn. Corn is vital to my million. Do 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 do. How much can I usually water in one day before I pass out? Like, I wonder if I should even water second to last day. Or if I should just try to get to bed on time with my wife. I'm like still slightly nervous. Sometimes I'm just not getting the corn, but... Okay. See, this will sprout tomorrow, this section here. It's the only section that will sprout tomorrow, so it's a little scary. And then the bottom, like a ton will sprout last day, but I don't know if I can harvest crops last day. Gonna be scary. This isn't gonna be a ton. Oh, it should be enough, because I usually get 8,000 when I do half corn, half tomato, and I just did corn and corn. I think this will still be enough. I'm not going to worry about watering. Oh, it's enough. I have a million. I'm not going to worry about watering this up here because I wouldn't be able to pull out that much anyway. Hello, Shining Maddington. You're here just about in time. I'm even gonna go to bed at a good time with my wife. Second to last day, and I don't know if there's a... Oh, why are they here already? Your parents are coming tomorrow. At last, they will be surprised to see this ranch. Why is it raining today? Also... I'm a millionaire right at the end! Even though I messed up with my crops. Well, guess I should still feed my cows. What a rainy last day on the farm. Well, unless tomorrow's my last day. I'm Scrooge McDuck. I can't believe how close I cut that, though. Especially with the mistake with the watering the crops. The millionaire farmer. Yep. And to think, if I had bought that grass you wanted me to buy, Suji, I absolutely would not have made it to 1 million. And he starts swimming around in my money. It would have been better to buy the grass. Do you know how tempted I am just to not milk my cows? Like, we're so close to the end. I have my mill. But no. I will be diligent till the very end. Because there are no Sundays on a ranch. You guys gonna miss this little old farm? It's been with us for, like, how long now? Over a month, right? Yeah. What the? Tell me you haven't been milked yet. Or you have? Wait, what? Did I miss a cow here? Are they trolling me? Are you one? Did I milk one up there already? Maybe I did. Ugh, now they're doing this stupid thing. You know what? I'm just gonna reset the room. Real farm with the memories we made along the way. Okay, I did milk that cow. What the heck? The Phantom Milker. I'm gonna miss you, my laggy cows. Let me talk to Fear one more time. Yes, Fear, good girl. You look fine today. Actually, I should say it to everyone one more time. Goodbye, Eric, the Blood Eater. The one who gave me all my bloody noses. Goodbye, Shining Magneton. Shmoby's best cow on your tombstone. Goodbye, Wizzy. Goodbye, Nino. I'm sorry I got you sick that one time. Goodbye, Matt. From YouTube. Who may never know that you were ever in this game. But goodbye, nonetheless. Goodbye, George. Goodbye, Dr. Bop. May you never get sick again. Goodbye, Spyled. Goodbye, Bankalank. Goodbye, Fody. And goodbye, Wiimote. My cows. This might be the last time I see you. I don't know. Maybe I'll be back tomorrow, but I'm not confident I will be. Now, these chickens, man, I'm gonna throw y'all outside in the rain, man. You guys are annoying. No, I miss you guys too. Bark, Suji's the dog. And Canis the horse. No, I mean Equus the horse. I'll use the horse one last time. I got a little bit more crops that came out today, despite my earlier failings with the water. You're a chicken this run? Sure, you can be this chicken right here. Goodbye, Magic Julianer, the chicken. Who else we got here? Goodbye, Leapster, the chicken. Klein, the chicken. Be a spicy chicken sandwich. You know, not the best way to go. I mean, worst way to go. Reese! Your vow was secretly a vampire. You mean cow? Yeah, your cow was secretly a vampire. That's why you're eating blood. Alright, honey, I got an egg for you. Goodbye. Well, I don't know if I need to say goodbye to you yet. We'll see you all in the ending. But I'll just point it out anyway. Goodbye, Mom. Goodbye, Green Pen. Goodbye, Ellen. Goodbye, Suji. Come on, Equus. Let's do one more. One more run. I won't get mad at you this time. Why'd you move away right when I said that? Trolling me? How perfectly fitting. It rains. The farm cries on the last day. Let's do one more weeding run together, okay? Watch as I still have one more, day that I can farm. No! Equus. I'm trying to make this a sentimental moment. Let's ride together one last time. As we wait for my last batch of money to arrive. Although my wife's inside, I could just go to bed now. Goodbye, gnomes in the well. Goodbye, my ugly patch of grass that have seen better days before the weather hit him. Goodbye, my 10 power berry plants. My 1 fence. That never once broke. Goodbye, my bell tree. Oh, wait. Actually, let's wait for the guy to arrive. Wait on my farm one last time. What a farm. We've been through a lot together. Where's this dude gonna come? Maybe I should just go to bed. Oh, soon. Goodbye, Mr. Delivery Man. You have brought me plenty of cash for my hard work. Whenever you arrive. Any second here now. Come on. I was looking away. Goodbye. The kids are in bed. You guys ready to see your grandma and grandpa tomorrow? Suji, let's bring you close. One last meal. And good night. How do you like the farm, Mom and Dad? What are you sternly telling me? I'm a millionaire. My farm did not look like this. I think these are the different endings now. This might be the one for having enough cows. Surrounded by cows. And then this is the one for having enough chickens. Oh! Yeah, that happened to me a few times. I'm sorry. Quarter AM. Dude, this is just like the real game. Not sure what this is. This might be the happy cow. For having a cow with high enough happiness. Yeah, see the full milk. That's the happy cow. The corn ending. We're getting enough corn. Yes, this is all cutscenes. Wow, I'm so glad I sold 200 corn. Well, corn was my best friend. What the? I haven't used that watering can in years. Literally. Out of water. I know that feeling. What are you doing, Suji? Smelling the corn. Oh! Did you just pee all over my corn? Suji! I didn't know you were doing that when I wasn't looking. The tomato ending. Bruh, if you're gonna put your horse somewhere, don't put it right in front of the delivery box. Like, come on, that's not the most efficient thing. He's watering the crops. So this is the ending I got for getting all 200 tomatoes, or selling at least 200 tomatoes, I should say. You know, I'm gonna sell that corn. And And I got the, here's the, this was one of the ones that I probably had the least of. The, what do you call this? The turnips. Here you go. And the potato ending. Oh, it's the mole from Mole Mania! Whoa, what is that crop? The ones that are in front of the dog. I don't think it ever looks like that. Does it? Is that an in-between stage? Or did they make that specially for this ending? I'm not sure what this ending is. What is this one? Oh, this might be Ellen's unique ending. Yeah, she's finally riding the horse. Remember how she said she always wanted to ride it? So I think this is Ellen's special ending. She finally gets to ride the horsey. Not sure what this is. Well, no, this might be part of Ellen's ending too, because that bird is hers. Remember that bird that got lost and she let it free? I don't know which. So I think you get an ending for having at least one child, and that's this one. So interesting that you get this ending here. Now, this is an ending you get for having 2 children. I heard even if your wife is only pregnant, you'll get this ending, even though the baby hasn't been born. Now, technically, you could get those endings with a different wife, but they're not really different. And I think this is it here. I think this is the ultimate ending. I think I got it. I'm pretty sure this is it here. With everyone here. Because you have to have at least 1 cow, at least 1 chicken. 2 children. I think this is it. That was the ultimate ending right there. Oh, totally worth it. And there's the credits. I'm pretty sure that's the ultimate ending. I can double check, but I think that is the ultimate ending. Thank you for the GGs, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Bop. Thank you, Klein. Shining... Oh, wait. Shining Magnuson didn't say it. I feel like now I have to thank you. Thank you, Bankalink. Thank you, Wiimote. Oh, you did earlier? Oh, there was a bunch earlier. Thank you, Magic Jeweler, Nino, Bankalink. I think I already said Bankalink, right? Yeah, I did. Fear Navigator. Turtle. Yeah, Shining Magneton. Oh. Those are fast credits. It's the Harvest Moon. Thank you, Kenneth. 1 million! 12 cows, 12 chickens. Did it count that money I got at the end? Max stamina. Amount shipped of tomatoes, 801. Amount shipped corn. I broke the system! It didn't know how to do above 9. I did over 1,000, I think. 940 potatoes. 684 turnips. That is the one I was the least on, like I thought. Cal's Beck's affection rate was fear with 255. I think that's maximum. Maria's love, 46? Why does that seem kind of low? Oh, these are the other characters. That scared me for a second. Wow. They still had some. 999! There we go. That's the number I was looking for. I had the Super Deluxe Great Wood House. 21%. See, I told you that number could be low. Apparently, it's like super hard to max it out. I think I needed to plant a lot more grass was the big thing. Oh, there was my happiness. It was maximum. 791 was my final score in the end. You can get 999 if I think I had to plant a lot more grass to get it. Sweetheart, stay happy forever. Is that the ending? I think it is. Well, that is time. So let's move on to the where is this? This screen. Dun 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 dun. All right, completion time in the end was 74 hours, 4 minutes, 54 seconds. Win condition. Let's just say the win condition is reach summer day 30 of year 3. Which is... Oh, wait, this is the wrong thing. Whoops. I'm supposed to do that on this thing. Reach summer day 30 of year 3, which is to say, I saw the credits. Extra content I did was, let's see, let me list every ending I got. So this can be a bit of a doozy, actually. Best way to do this is gonna be... So the endings I got were... Cow Farmer. I'll just do this. Endings. Cow Farmer. Prolific Cow Farmer. Wait, no, I didn't get Cow Farmer, actually. Cow Farmer's a unique one, only at 1 to 6. I never got that, I think. Interesting. There's a special ending for only 1 to 6. Huh. Okay, we had the Prolific Cow Farmer. We had the Chicken Farmer. This one's gonna have to be smaller. We had the Happy Cow. Ah! We had... Corn Master. We had... Wait, is that the right? By the way, these are not real names, I don't think. We'll say Tomato Farmer. No, Tomato Master. Turnip Master. Potato Master. Yes, I did win. We did not have Content Bachelor or Happy Bachelor or Ladies Man. We had Ellen, his wife. We had First Child. Second Child. And, as this guy just calls it, the Happy Family. The ultimate ending. Now, as far as incomplete content goes, we do have some endings I didn't do. We didn't have complete failure. We have not seen Cow Farmer. We haven't seen Content Bachelor. Or Happy Bachelor. Let's fix the size of this one, too. Thanks more for the GG. Thanks, Mom. We didn't get Ladies Man. We didn't have Maria's wife. Anna's wife. Or, you know what? That's a weird name to call those. I also said Maris. I'll just say Maria ending. Anne ending. I'll fix the earlier one. Anne ending. Nina ending. We did get Ellen ending. I did not get Eve ending. And that's those that I missed. However, there is one more thing I want to do. I'm gonna put it here. I'm probably never gonna do this, but I never got the max farm score. I'll put that as something I haven't done yet. I never made mole soup. All right. That is... Let's stop. Let me make this a tad smaller. Oh, the score. I do enjoy it. I did like the game. It was kind of a nice, relaxing game. Feels maybe a tad light on stuff to do. And yes, it's an early example, but still felt like there wasn't a ton to it, but still enjoyable. Stamina was like a little annoying. I maybe would have rebalanced that. And the other, I talked about it before, but the way they did the ending isn't my favorite. I don't mind going forever, but making it so that I had to get to year 2, 2.5, resulted in it feeling just kind of tedious. Like, there's a point where the progression stops, and that's gonna happen no matter, like, any game you play, but I felt like the ending far outpaced the natural kind of progression ending point. Yeah, I think it's pretty good, first entry in the franchise. You know what's funny? Y'all are saying 6 and 7. Suji predicted an 8. He already told me his prediction. He's not here right now. He's driving over. My final score is 7 out of 10. I liked it.